I first heard about Airrosti through our broker out of Austin, and they had had a personal experience with Airrosti with a lot of success, and they had introduced it to other employers, partners of theirs, and they thought it would be a really good fit for our company. I personally was skeptical. I've never had that type of treatment, never had heard of it, and I happened to have an injury at the time where I couldn't lift my arm. So I was able to participate in the pilot, which I think is always beneficial if you have somebody who personally goes through it that can then explain to your other employees, hey, this really works and this may be an option for you. It's sometimes hard to communicate to those employees, and that's where our nurse comes in.
I'm the nurse from McCoys, and my relationship with Airrosti has grown over the last few years. I've been here since 2013. They were introduced to me shortly thereafter. Before coming to McCoys, I had never heard of Airrosti. So I'm really glad I was able to learn about them because I've seen the benefits over the last few years. When I first heard about Airrosti, I was skeptical since there's no medication involved and it was just manipulation of the tissues. As a nurse, you kind of always question, how is that going to be effective long term? But we have seen some great long-term results.
Frankly, I think it's been a great experience. They're very candid when they know they can't treat something, and that's appreciated. A lot of our employees who've seen them, and they're not going to take a copay and then tell you we can't treat you. They're going to evaluate first and then let you know whether you're a candidate or not, and we really appreciate that, and I know our employees do as well. When you walk out of the office, you're, if not 100%, you're getting close by the second or third visit, and that makes such a big difference. I tweaked my back at, picking up some water, immediately went and saw an Airrosti provider and was walking that day. And where I would have been traditionally, treated by a doctor with medication and would have been out probably for a couple of weeks, possibly from work as well. That's the kind of talk you hear about, people who've suffered for things from a long time. And I know our nurse has very specific examples of folks that she's helped get care for.
I've had an employee, she was told, you will be paralyzed if you do not have the surgery. And she was resistant. She was really resistant to try something different. And after people here went to her that have had positive experiences, she agreed to it, and they took amazing care of her and got her well. She didn't need a surgery. She's not paralyzed. She received some resolution. She could barely walk, and now she's doing great. We've seen some pretty mind-blowing things with our employees. I
have all the confidence in the world recommending Airrosti. So if you can treat 1 to 3 times and be healed to 100% or better, and have a good treatment plan of exercises going forward, I think that has made all the difference in the world to me to feel really good about recommending the services of Airrosti. We know we save just in avoidance of additional claim costs, but I think, even more importantly, it's the value that people are back at work. They're back in their lives doing whatever activities they want, and that certainly far exceeds the money savings, but they're both important. All the feedback that we've received from folks, I've never heard anything bad about an experience at Airrosti. Can they fix everything? No, but they're very upfront about that. For those folks who can't be fixed by Airrosti, they probably are traditional. They've got a tear or something that obviously can't be repaired through the Airrosti type treatments. But they're always able to get somebody in, especially if there's been an acute injury. There have been times that they were full and they stayed late or, came in their lunch hour just to make sure that, I was treated. And they spend the time, which a regular physician is not going to spend that much time with you, not only in the treatment process, but explaining maybe how you suffer that injury, which is so important from a prevention standpoint, so you can hopefully prevent that from happening in the future.
They're like part of our family here at McCoys, and it's great working with them. I've never had any issues. They're always reliable. I'm always preaching the gospel about Airrosti, yes. Anything that I think we can do to try before a surgical intervention, and I think this is a great program. I'm really happy I know about it. It's made a huge difference.